This is the Game 13 press conference featuring the James Madison Coots. We're joined by student athlete Odyssey Alexander. Lots of questions here for you, Odyssey. So let's get started with James Hale.
Hey, congratulations on a great tournament. I'm curious how you were feeling throughout the game. You have thrown so much in this tournament. Maybe you throw that much all the time, but as you were trying to work through this lineup time and time again, how was your body feeling as you were trying to get through it?
Of course I was tired. I did throw a lot this past season, and that was honestly my third time seeing them, and it was tough. But, I was trying to do whatever I could to, get my team through it and get myself through it.
Brian Aber?
Yeah, Odyssey, wanted to ask you about that moment there in the sixth when Coach came and got you. What was it like walking off the field and taking in the ovation from the fans here, not only from your team, but everybody else in the stadium?
It was amazing. It's more than just a game, and to see them all clapping for me and cheering me on, it was a great moment and it warmed my heart.
Joey Helmer?
Yeah, Odyssey, you talked about before the tournament about embracing every moment. Obviously, that was probably a moment you couldn't have prepared for, but what was just this whole experience at the Women's College World Series just like for you?
It was a long ride, and just to be here, like I said, it's amazing, and I couldn't have done any of this at all without my teammates and my coaches and the support staff, fans, and all. This ride, it's been long, but I've grown so much just being at this university, and I couldn't thank, everyone for that.
Caitlin?
Hey, Odyssey, TJ here from WHSV in Harrisonburg. Just what did this run do for JMU softball, you think? What do you think you guys proved by what you were able to do this season?
It proved a lot. A lot of people didn't really think that, we could do this, but we believed in ourselves. We stayed within ourselves, and we fought.
Chandler?
Hey, Odyssey. Patty Gasso and Gazelle Juarez just came in here and, quote, said they have mad respect for you. What is your feeling towards the Sooners and, how they performed today?
They're a great team. I will give them that. They were the number one. They weren't the number one seed for anything, and they had a great lineup, great pitching staff, and I hope they take it all the way.
Christopher Heidel?
Hey, Odyssey, sorry for the tough loss today. What does this mean for the Columbia Athletic Conference, showing that how great the softball league is? Because we have such great teams like Delaware, you guys, Towson. Is this great for the league to show that we can compete against anybody in the country?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, just stay within your team, stay within yourself, and just be you.
David Teal.
Hi, Odyssey. David Teal from the Richmond Times-Dispatch in Virginia. The Oklahoma folks were crediting you at JMU for bringing new fans to the game during this tournament. Did you and your teammates sense at all as this run continued that more and more folks were watching and were engaged by what you all were able to accomplish?
Absolutely. Anywhere we go, we get, fans from Oklahoma State, Georgia, Florida, anywhere. And just to see the impact that we have on people around the country it's amazing.
Dave Thomas?
Hey, Odyssey, congratulations on a great tournament and a terrific career. We heard the story about you throwing against the wall so much, throwing the rocks up, hitting them with the sticks. What do you think 9-year-old you would say about what you've just gone through, really being the nation's darling? And then what's your message to other 9-year-old girls who want to do what you've just done?
Honestly, my 9-year-old self, I would have never thought I would have been here, because I was honestly on my couch watching this at that age. And just being here, I honestly have no words. But to people who are watching, I hope I inspired you to, be yourself and be the best version of yourself.
Mark Berman?
Mark Berman of the Roanoke Times, congratulations on your career. As you leave JMU, what do you feel like is the state of the program now compared to when you came?
I mean, Coach just said in the locker room, we will go down as like one of the best teams at JMU. And I mean, just to leave that as your legacy at your university, I mean, it's just, I have no words for that either. I mean, I'm just so proud of everyone, coaching staff and my teammates.
Ronald Smith.
This is Ronald E. Smith. You talked about yourself. You prepared yourself when you were 9 years old, and we heard the story about how you grew to become what you are today. But you also had someone on your side who helped you along the way, and that was your pops. So, and we know he couldn't be here today. So, if you could say anything to him right now, what would it be?
I mean, of course, to Pops, I love you. You mean the world to me. And to my other family, my mom, my grandma, sisters, brothers, and everyone who also came to see me play, family from, out here. I appreciate you all, and I love you so much.
Odyssey, from all of us, thank you so much. It has been our honor to watch you and your teammates compete. Thank you, and best of luck to you.
Thanks.
We're now joined by head coach Lauren Laporte, and questions for Coach. Let's start with Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Coach, wanted to ask you about that moment there in the sixth when you go to get Odyssey out of the game and the reaction that she got, not only from your fans, but everybody else in the stadium. What was that like, and what does that say about her and the way that your team has been received here this week?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was trying to keep it together. We were talking as a staff, like, do we leave her in? Is she out of gas? And it's just one of those things that it's a hard decision to make in that kind of situation. But, after talking and kind of getting a feel from her, like, I think she gave us everything that we had, everything that she had, and I think her teammates did too. And it was one of those things when she came out, I mean, it was a perfect moment for everybody just to, give her a standing ovation and just cheer for her. I mean, it couldn't have been a better moment, even though, a lot of runs were scored. Just so happy what she was able to do for this team.
James Hale.
Coach, this has been such a great run for your program. I'm curious, are you already thinking about the future? Are you already thinking, all right, what can we do with this and improve recruiting or get new facility? Whatever you're thinking, I'm just curious.
Well, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to, your culture and the family and the building blocks. There's a lot that goes into it. And, we had a lot of seniors that helped us as a staff, had our back all the way. And we have to, we're going to bringing in a lot of freshmen, and they know what to expect. We've talked to them a lot about what we want. Oklahoma City has always been a dream, but now we've been here, and now it's back to work. And I think, the underclassmen realize what it takes to get here by being under these seniors' wings. But, it's one of those things where it's right back to it. When we start recruiting, we're looking for those players not that are just talented, but are great people. And I think that's a big difference. And a lot of our fans and those who kind of just joined in on our team, they have no idea. Our players are so good at softball, but they are even better people. And this group was a family. And it's so hard. I think Candrea said it, the best the other night. Like, it's so hard for me personally because you spend every single day with these players. And then, the team is different every year. So I just think it's one of those things where we enjoy the time that we have left in the next couple days and week. And then, it's right back to it.
Dave Thomas.
Coach, congratulations on a terrific run. It's been a while since you've been home, so kind of a two-parter. What's next for you when you get back home? And then how do you think this is going to impact your recruiting as far as maybe transfers or ladies who might not have been looking at you before, but now might be giving JMU consideration?
Well, I can tell you the first time when I get home, I'm hugging my babies for a long time. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-month-old, and my husband's back at home taking care of them I think we've been on the road now for 12 days. So getting back, and we got camps coming up in a couple weeks. So super excited to see all the young ones energetic and ready for camp. And then we go recruiting very shortly after that. So I think, we've been making a name for ourselves. And I think people have just kind of fallen in love with this, what this team was able to do.
TJ.
Hi, Coach. Yeah, TJ here from WHSV. Patty Gasso, I don't know if you heard her, but she said, she thinks that James Madison single-handedly made the sport better with what you guys were able to do. When you hear that coming from the coach of the number one team in the country and a coach who is so well respected in her own right, what does that mean to you? And what effect do you hope that JMU had during this postseason run?
Well, it means so much. I mean, to see the growth of our sport and to see, a mid-major in a smaller school be able to do what we have done. I mean, good Lord, it's so exciting. And I think it just allows a lot of people to believe that it can get done. And I can tell you it's not easy. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and it's a mindset. And, I'm just so proud of our team for not being intimidated at all. And I think that's the biggest part of it. Sometimes, when we first got to JMU, I think it's one of those things when you play the so-called Power Five, it's like an intimidation thing, but anybody can do it. Just like the girl said in a couple interviews a couple nights ago, we put on our pants the same way they do, and we work just as hard. And I feel like when our team steps on the field, they know that they have outworked their opponent, and that's very, very important. So the intimidation is not in it at all.
Elizabeth Merrill.
What's it like trying to prepare for a team with so many hitters up and down the lineup?
Yeah, it's the best offense I think we have ever seen. And, when you have to face them 3 times, you have to do things different. And I felt like, Cece was doing that. She was mixing in a drop ball that was dropping off the table, getting swings and misses, and still being able to go up and east and west. It's just one of those things when the strength, just not just physically, but mentally, they're just so prepared, and they can hit a lot of different pitches very hard. So, just trying to keep them guessing as much as we can. But, she did an absolutely wonderful job against that kind of offense.
Mark Berman.
Lauren, congratulations. How will you remember this special season? And how do you build on it so that maybe you can be one of those teams that, that come back to Oklahoma City? Yeah,
soaking it all in at this moment. And you're right. I hope those that we're, going after and recruiting and who we're competing against, hopefully, it'll help us and they want more. They want more than just winning championships. It's more to that, just having that team feel. And that's what we were. Just a family and just they were such good teammates to one another. The chemistry was amazing because it's hard getting up every morning in the fall and doing what they do. Like, you have to love the game and you have to love each other to be able to get through it and to be happy with it. And I really feel like this year they loved coming to get better.
Chandler.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to get your thoughts on G. Juarez and her performance through this series. And on top of that, Patty Gasso said she has mad respect for you and your team. What's the feeling you have towards this Oklahoma team?
Yeah, they just have so much depth, and I think that's a big part. She can put so many different people in the lineup, and they can get it done, and they're confident, and her pitching staff, the same way. And then, she has defenders that just make ridiculous plays. I think it's one of those things with G. We hadn't seen her at all in the 3 games, and she, mixes speeds really well, and it's hard to time her up. And she has, so many different pitchers as well. She did a great job, and nothing but luck to them and that staff.
Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Coach. You guys obviously won a regional at Tennessee, you won the super regional at Missouri, and advanced all the way to the semifinals here at the Women's College World Series. Just how proud of your team are you?
Yeah, if you kind of take a look and just sit down and think about what we just did, it's crazy. I think I did that a little bit last night. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, good Lord, we just beat the 9 team, the 8 team, the 25th team in Liberty, the 1 team, the 5 team in 3 weeks. And it's just, it's crazy to think about. But I do feel like we didn't get caught up in it. We stayed within ourselves. We stayed very grounded. We focused on the next game instead of just focusing on what we just did. And I think it just kept us moving forward. It was one of those things where we talked about why not us being able to do this. And we just kept our eyes on the prize the entire time. We just kept paving this path, and it was awesome.
Last one for Coach Ronald Smith.
Yes, this is Ronald E. Smith. Coach, you never get tired of talking about your team and the journey that they've been on in this moment, and you don't like to be called the Cinderella team. But the story that we took from that was of that. But in the end, what do you hope your players take out from all of this when they move on with their lives? What do you hope for them they keep inside through all this?
The relationships. I told them back there in the locker room, don't you lose touch with one another. Because what we had was so special. And like I just said, the love they had for each other was so special. And it's very difficult when everybody leaves and does their own thing and goes to different schools and live their own life. Like it's easy to, disconnect, but just do everything you can to keep the relationship strong, to keep the connections that with this group and with us as a staff. Because at the end of the day, it is just a game, but these relationships, will last forever.
Coach, thank you so much. You and your players and your staff represented the university with class and dignity. Congratulations on a magical season, and thank you.
Thank you so much.